Good morning, beautiful souls. It's Saturday morning here where I'm at, anyway. And so, a happy Saturday morning, and I'm excited for the messages of love from above today. And hopefully, everyone's having amazing moments of this weekend. And we will get going here. Just getting my desktop all set up, and we will be on our way. So, almost done here. And happy end of September. Can you believe tomorrow is October already? If you haven't yet checked out my monthly drawing, it's not too late. You still have through today. I'll be drawing winners tomorrow. Here's the link to the video that talks about the three ways that you can get into the three different drawings. So whichever ones you want to get into, you can. And of course, we had a wonderful Aries super full moon yesterday. We'll be moving into Taurus today. But if you want to know more about the moon energies, every Monday I put out a video called Moon Day Monday. And it talks about all the energies of the moon that we go throughout the week. Because the moon, of course, uh, every 28, 29 days, it goes through the entire zodiac. So every 2 to 3 days, we go into a new moon sign. And so of course we're influenced by the moon, our emotions are. So being aware of the forecast of what the emotional weather is going to be like helps us understand, why am I so emotional today? Oh, it's a water moon. Why am I in my head about my emotions? Oh, it's an air moon. So that helps. And I also talk about some of the different planetary things. And Mercury is completely out of its retrograde today. It's goes out of its retrograde and then goes into a post shadow. Well, it's even out of its post shadow today. So communication and things should be very, very clear for us compared to when we were in retrograde. So that's good news. And then Tuesdays, I do put out a video of Take 10 with Zen. It's usually a video that's 10 minutes or less. There's been a couple that went beyond that, but when spirit talks, what do? You just obey. But this week's was all about toxic them or toxic me. It was a great question from one of my subscribers, Dijona. So if you want to check that out, it was really good. And she asked, when I'm around people, it feels weird. Is it because they're toxic or because I am? And some great information came through there. And each week I also have What's Up Wednesdays, where we have a pick a card around energy, and I've been spicing them up where every other week when there's a full moon and a new moon, we talk about the energies of those and have a pick a card around them. And then when there is a change in the sun, which every month we go to a different sun sign, right? We talk about that. And then the extra week, and some months might have even an extra one. But I have a meditation at the beginning where we go and visit a pilgrimage to another one that's coming up next week. So all those wonderful free things that are offered there. And then also, just to make sure everyone's aware, I do have 50% off most of my services for the rest of 2023 because I love you guys. So we got 3 months left. And the pre-recorded personal readings are half off, which is where you send me your questions. I pull cards and record it and then send you a link, private link to YouTube where only you can see it. And so those are half off, and like a 15-minute reading's like $5 right now. So if you're interested in any of those, you have these next 3 months to take advantage of the super sale. And then Hedges of Peace and Love are half off, and of course, Wishing Upon a Star astro readings are as well. All the details of what those are and all the pricing, all that stuff is down in the description box of the video. So enough of the blah, blah, blah. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, welcome. And the process of how everything works is also listed in the description box of the video. I do honor the energy exchange of donations, and I prioritize those readings. and do dive deeper into those. I'll be using this beautiful new deck that one of my praying mantis members gifted me. So thank you, Julia. It's a beautiful deck. And if you do want to become a praying mantis member, all that's in the description box of the video. But after each of my free sessions, I go into a special praying mantis session where I pull cards and we do all sorts of things. And we have a Q&A on Thursday nights too for 2 hours where we ask questions of spirit, answer questions people have about me and my path, and also we pull past life readings and oracle readings and talk about the beautiful you know uh, astrology and different things, whatever we want. And then also you get advanced access to each of those because I pre-record in advance Moon Day Mondays and the Take 10 with Zen Tuesdays and the What's Up Wednesdays. So you have access to all of those things early as well. So if you're interested, that's $7.99 a month, and it's not a bad deal, right? For all of that. So if you want to check that out, like I said, that's all in the description box of the video down below. All right, so let's get into it. Let me take a sip of my coffee here. And we will jump in. So I do have some donations, so we will start there. And Supernova, hello, hello. Thank you for your multiple donations. And let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about expressing your feelings through music. Do you do that well? Of course, when we ask Spirit, they're like, it's like asking your mom, do you like this? How am I doing? You're doing great. We love you. We love you. Unconditional love, right? Well, most mothers, right? I know some have had interesting experiences with their mom, but this is an unconditionally loving mom, a comforter that we ask, and they're like, "You're doing great." So we'll kind of change it up a little bit, and we'll just ask, "Hey, is there anything I can do to express my feelings more in music to the extent that I'm wanting to?" So we'll ask them that, and let's see what they have here. All right. Okay. All right. I like it. They have the 10 of Wands, which is harvest and endings and beginnings. And this card is telling me here, it even looks like they're singing, right? Um, it's telling me that, you it's going to be it's always going to be a progression. It's going to be this evolution that's always happening because you are going to be evolving. You're going to be changing throughout your life. The 10 is like sometimes that you'll see like someone with 10 wands on their shoulder, which can be, wow, look at the harvest, look at what you've done. But it also is like, okay, it's an end, 10 is end, and then you add the one and the zero together, get one, which is kind of going to another level. And it's constantly going to be evolving, constantly going to be as you change and you're expressing yourself differently and you change and you alter, and it's always this. They're showing me like Madonna reinventing yourself over and over and over and over and over again as you evolve. You're not going to stay stuck in a particular um, way of expressing your emotions. It's going to be this way, and then you learn different ways of understanding your emotions and transforming them, because that's all here too. With, you got the Judgment card, which is your higher self constantly calling you higher and higher, and you're raising your love vibration higher and higher. The energy, the 10 of Wands, the energy starts to change and evolve too. And that's how it all works. We all go through that. And so I feel like they're saying, just not just, but well, yeah, just enjoy the moment and know that you're expressing yourself perfectly every moment. It's like if we color a picture, they're going to put our picture on the fridge and be so proud of it. So Spirit is like, wow, they're just always proud of what we're doing anyway. But we've got this unfolding here and to trust the process. It's an process of alchemy where it's constantly moving, and every time it pours from cup to cup, it gets closer and closer to gold. And what's happening here is this, transformation of the Three of Swords, which is the transformation of pain. And with the Queen of Swords, she has the Ace of Swords, which helps her connect to the things of the higher realms while cutting away more and more of the pains. So it's evolves. It evolves as you evolve with letting your fears and your past pains fall away. So, it's they're saying, do I express my feelings? Well, you always express it perfectly for this moment. And that's what they want you to do, is be aware that there is no judgment on the spirit side. They love that you express your emotion through music and just in general. Um, but it's important for you to uh, look at how you're judging how you express your feelings and take the pressure off, right? Because that's those fears. And even journaling about the fears you have about sharing your feelings, is a fear that everyone has about communicating how they feel, right? So I feel like there's a beautiful awareness that comes in with that. So I like that. And so continue with that. And then your second question, any new messages that Kurt wants to share? All right. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Don't see any oracle cards calling your name yet with those. So we'll pull the tarot and let's see what they have here for you. He's always so supportive. I love it. So you got the Magician and the Ace of Pentacles, and the Magician is about stepping forward, not waiting for things to come to you, but put forward your energy and your effort. And, you know, you have everything within you to make your dreams come true. And you can use your energy as you have your gratitude, and where you're focusing your energy brings new opportunities. And so they're saying here, be aware. It's always a great reminder of being aware of where we're investing our energy, because that, like attracts like. So we tend to drift into focusing on our fears, what we fear, what we feel is missing, what we fear will come in and out of our lives. That's our norm. That's our habit that we learned, right, growing up. But this changing of gratitude and focusing on what we do want is where the magic happens with the Magician. That's how we manifest. We're always manifesting, but that's how we manifest what we want. Instead of pointing out what we don't want, we point out what we do want and look at the positive aspects of it. And so I talk a lot about, putting an alarm on our phone. It's a silent vibrating alarm that goes off every half hour or hour, every waking hour or half hour. Don't do it while you're asleep. You'll be a grouch. So it's like, bring us back to gratitude, bring us back to gratitude, bring us back to gratitude. It does change things because, you know, we've got the barriers that we have, the Nine of Wands is like the energy that sometimes makes us feel like we're being held back. And it's because of all these expectations, the 10 of Swords, right? Focusing on all the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be. Those are the things that if we feel like, well, this is how things are supposed to happen and they're not, we're focusing on what we're missing. But the 10 of Swords, excuse me, is this uh, getting sick and tired of feeling sick and tired of, trying to live up to all of those, excuse me, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, everything we think we're supposed to do. And that's the barrier. And they're saying that as you cut these away and you are at this place of releasing them, being sick and tired of trying to please everyone, that barrier, you grab a hold of your Ace of Wands, which is the Magician. So the Magician grabs a hold of their wand, that sounds dirty, of their magic wand, and then it opens up this space where you can just pass through these barriers that you felt have been holding you back. So I really like this about, them saying you're so powerful, you have so much control over your life that and you don't need to wait, to do that, right? You don't have to wait for things to open up and for things to come to you. You are powerful, and stepping forward is what they're nudging you to do. So I like it. I like it. I like it. So I love that from Kurt. And then your third question, you want creative insight on how you can expand upon musical expression within your creative projects. All right. All right. And for that, they're showing me this Return of Spirit deck. And this is the fractal imaging. I call it the spiritual ink blot test. So whatever you see in the picture is a special message for you from spirit, and then we'll also read from the book. Okay. So I'm going to cover up the word so you can see here. I'm going to try to zero in a little closer here. See if we can get it to. There you go. Talk about creative expression, right? I love all the green and the pink in here, which is, excuse me, the green is the heart chakra, the human heart chakra, and pink is the higher heart chakra. So you definitely have it, and it's called celestial. I like it. I like it. And let's see what message comes with that. So the celestial card brings with it divine energies of the benevolent beings who are here to assist you with the human journey of incarnation. Perhaps you've been struggling to understand exactly what your purpose or soul's role is on the earth. You could doubt whether you even have a purpose or if you hold any special gifts or qualities. This card has come to you today to reassure you that you are indeed uniquely gifted in your own special way. The celestial beings who love and support you here want to ease your worry and doubt. Most people find their purpose almost as if by accident. And although it would be nice to have a magical scroll fall from the heavens, which stated clearly what we are here to do, it isn't going to happen that way. We must discover this for ourselves. It's the act of struggle and effort itself which reveals to us our strengths and our gifts. Each unique aspect of you and your life path is revealed in its own divine time. Your divine celestial beings are asking you to hold on to your faith, to trust the journey of discovery you're taking, and to believe in yourself. They ask that you simply take action and step forward, whether you feel confident or not. It's the movement forward that matters most here. You just might make a discovery about yourself in which way you least expect. The entire universe is supporting you at this time. Do not give up on yourself. You are not alone or forgotten down here. Spirit is here with you, loving and guiding you each step of the way. You are on the path you're meant to be on and doing exactly what you should be to take you to where you need to go. So I love that. And, when we're asking about how can I expand upon my musical expression, um, it's, with all this heart and chakra energy is balance your heart chakra, get into your heart and your high heart, because that is how you express creativity. That's where the creative juices flow through. We think it's through our brain, but it's passion. Like that's where the what do they call it when you have a muse? The muse comes through our heart and it expresses itself through the rest of us. And also connecting to spirit is huge. It's the more you step away from the outside world, take a deep breath, know that you're not alone, and asking of your spiritual posse who are even, we're directly connected to creation, creativity, right? The master of creativity. But all of the spiritual posse you have, your guardian angel and angels and spirit guides and all of them are also connected to the higher realms. And you can ask them for inspiration, ask them for ideas, ask them for guidance and signs and everything else. But they won't meddle with your free will, because it's like a little kid coloring, on a page, and we're like, "What if you do this?" And if they don't want help, they're like, "No, let me do it." And that's what our spiritual posse does, is like they allow us and respect our free will. But if we ask of our own free will for their assistance, they'll be like, "We're here, boom," and they'll assist us and do that. So I like that for you. And that's what's coming in. I know, right? So I really like those for you. So many, many blessings. All right. And then thank you for all your donations. I see you have another donation. So we'll get to your question there in a moment. But I did get, let's take a look here at timing here. Okay. So I did get a donation here from Hey Shay Shay. Thank you for your donation. Oh, so you do not have a question, and you want to donate. Oh, that's so. Well, I love your heart. So she's donating for the next free reading, so it gets prioritized. And thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate that so much. You're a doll. Hey, hey. So what I'll do here, because I've got other donations, is I'm going to go to the next free reading, is what you had mentioned. Um, so I think here, let me make sure this all is correct here. Yeah, that is correct. So Rishi, you are the first free reading, and so I'm going to prioritize you for Shay Shay. So big shout out to Shay Shay. And you wanted to have a general reading. So let's take a look here. We'll dive deeper and see what Spirit has. All right. So let's take a look here. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then they want you to know what's below the surface is these three. Okay. And I feel like there's one. Okay. Okay, 2 for overall. All right. So we've got we got what is happening above the surface. And this is like Spirit kind of telling you what your soul and your soul posse, giving you a high picture view of some things that are unfolding, and they want you to know are like, oh, okay, that's why there's three. Why something happened, why something is happening, and let you know why something is coming. Wow, I like that. So they have the 7 of Wands. So the reason something has happened in the past, they want you to know that it was giving you the courage and the strength and the nudging to get to the point where you're like, I am going to be me, and I'm going to stand up for me. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to, this will help me rise to a higher place where I'm not afraid of feeling the need to defend. And what that means is things that happened in your past, things that brought you up to here. It's like, I don't know, they're showing me like a little kid, how, you can poke and pick on a little kid, and like they hold it all in until you poke them one too many times. And then it's like, brah, and they're like, I gotta be me type of thing. And that's what I feel they're bringing in here, is just so you know that the things that happened had to happen to put you where you are today, because it's this stuff that pushed you far enough where you wouldn't be where you are today if you hadn't gone through that. You'd be stuck in the cycle. You'd be stuck in trying to please, trying to do all this. But oh, yeah. So they're saying because these people that surrounded you were never pleased with anything, that this is the way you felt. never pleased with what you did, it made you go, "Fine, then I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I wanna do," because it helped you escape from this cage. Otherwise, you'd still be in the cage. And the stuff okay, yeah. The stuff that's going on right now, you have the 2 of Wands, and so you're in this great experimental time of your life, which is, excuse me, realizing wherever you're focusing your energy is what grows and expands, and it feels like they're saying here that you're on a accelerated rate of manifestation where when you focus on something that you're missing, you miss things more. It's like if you focus on something lower vibrational, things come fast. Before things are drawn to us, but this is a time for you to realize where your energy. And so when you focus on something you're grateful for, when you focus on something that lower vibrational, and so there's this um, it's like I said, a increased or accelerated manifestation period for you, and that's why it's happening. If you feel like, why, what, whoa, why is this happening? It's happening, so you're realizing, going, because you are learning this important empowerment right now of like, I am what brings things into my life. Like attracts like. So whatever I'm focusing on, I'm drawing toward me. And it just really allows you to solidify some beliefs that are coming in here. Yeah. And you got the 6 of Wands. So what's coming for your future here is this feeling of being seen, of standing out, this victory feeling. And so you're having these wonderful things that are drawn to you to show you that when you focus on gratitude, you get the stuff. And it's like Saturn return energy too, where you've done the work and you're putting in the work and you're getting a reward too. So they're showing you that, this victorious feeling. I feel like they're wanting to tell you, there's the reward is worth all the work. You're going to be having these beautiful blessings that are coming in. And then we're looking at what's going on below the surface here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, all this makes sense too. So underneath, bubbling below the surface, things that are going on. You have the King of Swords, which is a big thinker connecting, and the Ace of Swords. So, the King of Swords has the Ace of Swords. So you're being gifted with this ability to really see with clarity things from the higher realm. And so you are, definitely here upon the earth. You're having this clarity fly. It just feels like you're leaping ahead of things because the dragonfly doesn't go into a cocoon. It goes from a larva in the water to a dragonfly. It skips the cocooning stage. So it's like you're making these leaps and these bounds and these changing of mindset, and you are developing with the 2 of Cups this important relationship with yourself and your higher self-love that's expanding and opening up. So this is what's happening on the surface, like that was above that we looked at. This is down below on the human realm, that they're just wanting you to be recognized for this leaping that you're doing and this empowerment that you have here. And then in the middle, you've got cards like this. And yeah, and so they're letting you know here. Wow. So you've got the Sun card and you've got the 6 of Cups. And the Sun card represents, of course, victory and celebration, shining light on things. But the Sun card also is Leo energy that has this subconscious, revelations with it, because the inner child goes deep, right? Well, the 6 of Cups also is about childhood and nostalgia, which we know part of all of this that's going on that we were talking about has to do with transforming some old emotions into new experiences. But all of this also screams past life information. So there's this message here that also talks about you're going to be meeting people who, um, you have these connections with, right? There's this revelations. It just there's so much that's happening with those 2 cards because they're showing me, well, you're realizing a lot about people that you're bumping into. You feel like you know from somewhere, but it's because you're accessing this beautiful area of your subconscious where the Akashic records are, where your past lives are, and you're recognizing this energetic connection with people. Excuse me. And most of them will be recognizing you as well. And you're just going to have these important friendships, and even it can be romantic, that spark because of that. But that's one piece of it. Another piece of it is you're learning and remembering a lot about yourself, and you're understanding these things that you are bringing from past lives into this lifetime that are tools to help you in your life. So you're accessing this stuff where you just have this uh say an urge to do something a certain way. And it's coming out of nowhere, it seems like, but it's coming from past lives. And then lastly, you're recognizing the people that were in your life this time, friends, family, whoever, also were past life connections, but they were, of course, different characters. And you're realizing, like, this bigger picture, that this life is just one life of many lifetimes. And it's almost like you step back and go, I see that this life, it's like if you look at the earth from the moon, it doesn't appear so big and so out of control. And you realize when you step back, going, this is one role that they played, and one role I'm playing in many roles that I've had. So it's not like you're a one-hit wonder in a movie as a movie star. You have been in thousands of movies, and you're realizing this is just one out of thousands of lives, right? So I love all this for you. Great amount of awareness and empowerment coming through. So I like that for you, Rishi. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much, Shay Shay, for your donation. I really appreciate that for them. All right. So we'll continue moving down. I'm sorry. Evidently, my pipes are clearing out. Sorry you have to hear me hacking up here. All right. There we go. And so I said I have another one here. So Lydia, yours is up next. So thank you for your donation. And let's take a look here. So you dreamt of Jay last night. Let's see. A little bit of it has to do with that you were thinking about him before you go to sleep, because something to everyone to be aware of. Whatever you're thinking about and focusing on the last 5 minutes before you go to sleep, your subconscious percolates it all night. So be aware of that. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like there's some of it was activated because you were focused on it before you went to sleep. So we're telling our subconscious, I really want to focus on this and process things. Excuse me. So you want to know what this was about. So first, he was in front of you, but he did not acknowledge you or come to you, so you ignored him. And then the second dream was that he reached out to you via message, but you were occupied and didn't read the multiple texts in full. And he asked if you're good. You gave him a thumb. Oh no, you fat fingered is that you despised him. I do. You're like, no. And then he got blocked again. Okay. What were these dreams trying to tell you? And you saw that he was enabled and back on Facebook again, but not back onto the social platform. Okay. Let's take a look here. I love that. Oops. All right. So let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Yeah. So you do have here the Queen of Swords who's balancing heart and mind. You've got Temperance, which is balancing out and, this patience, things unfolding, and the Fool card, this new beginning. And part of what is going on with this dreaming is you're at this point of, am I letting go? Am I going to let go of expectations and all of the supposed tos, the shoulds, the beliefs that were formed in the relationship? And and I feel like you've been ruminating over these things because it's going back and forth. But the full card is the zero, right? It follows the world card, which is ending of old cycles and beginning of new ones, letting go and this restart. It's the last card in the beginning, the endings and the beginnings here. And I feel like there's this energy, your mind and your subconscious and all of that are wanting to know, is this truly over? Am I ready to let this go, or is there, something else that's, coming in here, right? There's this fear of, um, what if I what if I get a second chance, and what if I just blew it? What if I did something wrong? What if I do something wrong? The little inner child like wants, when the little ice cream, I don't know why they're showing me this, like when their 2 scoop ice cream falls on the ground and they're like, "Oh no, I want another ice cream. I don't wanna, I want an ice cream exactly like that though. I just want it replaced. I want a second chance at it," right? The second scoop of ice cream. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. So, and it's like, but that's melting, and it's like, don't lick the ground trying to get the ice cream there. That's done. It's like your, mind and your soul and everyone is allowing you to go, it's okay to let it go, not to have fear around losing a second chance because, there's it's not meant to have a second, go around with that because you have this coming. And I feel like this is important, and we'll talk about your other cards real quick here too. You've got the Lover's card. Obviously, we know what this is about. This is about your, and with the star card is your wish upon a star. What is my dream come true? It doesn't have to do with them. There's someone else that's, in alignment with it. You are learning a lot through your relationship that you had with them, but there's this movement forward, indicated here, and they're showing you, like if you have this, you know, they're ignoring you, and so you're like, well, I'm walking away then. You're not giving me attention, right? You're not showing me, um, what I would want from you. And then the other interactions with, with all of this, especially the fat finger, it's like, oops, I didn't, and you didn't give me a chance, and you blocked me already, this fear of rejection. It's like, I feel like spirit has shown you that the wish and this true partnership that you deserve is to have someone like you, which you would give them a chance to go, "Wait, did you just give me a thumbs up?" You would inquire. If that happened to you, you wouldn't be like, "Ah," and shut down, right? You would be inquiring, you'd want communication, and I don't feel like you got that from Jay, and that you wouldn't. Um, and so you're learning a lot about what you will accept and what you won't accept, and also beautiful mirror reflections about yourself, right? How do you block yourself? How do you ignore yourself, for others and all that too, right? So there's been this beautiful mirror. But with the star card and the lovers card, it does show us here that there is this, new opportunity that'll be coming here with the Page of Pentacles, this new, opportunity opening up in the outside world. And the Eight of Cups shows that you're walking away from emotions and relationships that no longer serve you, headed off to the star card, right? The star card, your dream come true, which is where we head off when we're in the to the Nine of Cups, which is another wish fulfillment card like the star. And you have the Six of Cups, and we've got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is coming up so much. Um, I think there's something going on with all our, North Node and South Nodes too, which brings up past life, things, but the 6 of Cups is that this person that you're gonna be meeting, you're just gonna click like you have never clicked before because there is this leftover, um well, not leftover, but past life, energies, past life emotions, and connections with this individual that's coming in, where you're just like, feel this deep, deep, um, I'm saying unknown, but it feels like you're just like, what is this? I don't know what this is. That's what I mean by unknown. But then you realize, wow, this goes way deeper than this lifetime. There's like this connections, these strings that connect us for so many lifetimes. Um, and so I feel like there is this, movement that's happening, this that's coming in. And so all of this, all of the dreams that you're having are all about showing you, do you see what happens? Do you see what you've experienced? And do you see how this is not what you deserve and what you want? And it's kind of like allowing you, it's almost like like if you're in court and the prosecution is showing you, see why that you really don't want to be back with that and give them a second chance. And you're like, I see it now. Thank you. I appreciate presenting this stuff. Yeah, you've had good times, right? You've had great connections, but there's a difference now, right? There's a difference in who you have become and what you're allowing. So I feel like that is what is coming in here, Lydia, if that makes sense there. Let's see. What did you say down here? I didn't see this. Excuse me. Right. Yeah. But you're waking up in a different way, right? You're like, so I like that. Um, we want to fix the error. No, no, because but they don't give you the opportunity to fix it, right? And that's, I feel like the energy around the relationship you had is that they wouldn't give you the opportunity to do that. So that is what is coming in for you, Lydia. Hopefully that helps. And just especially seeing this wonderful connection that's coming in the future here. It is like a dream come true. And I love how, when spirit brings up saying, you deserve someone like you, and not, and like, you deserve to have someone like you, not like your mom says, I curse you with to have children like you, not like that. It's you deserve to have someone who's understanding, opening, um, that doesn't jump to the conclusion, that wants to go, okay, this doesn't make sense, and that's intuitive and that can communicate and that's intelligent. Just all these things, that you're like, yeah, I don't want to have to walk around on eggshells. I don't want to fear every moment that I'm going to do something wrong and get blocked or rejected or ignored. It's like, I'd like a relationship with an adult. That's funny. That's your spirit guides. So there you go. I like it. Yeah. All right, very good. Well, thank you again for your donation, Lydia. And I'm excited for who this person is. And I feel like um, it can happen as early as by the end of this year that this person comes in. It does have to do with that 8 of Cups, of you leaving behind emotions and people that no longer serve, and this release to make space for it, right? So it can be as early as this year. As you turn inward and upward and expand your self-love, it draws them closer. um, Otherwise it could be all the way up till August of next year. Like if you do nothing and you just let things ride as they are, it'll be like August of next year that you would come in. But you can, depending on the inner work that you do, you can bring them in even sooner. So I like it. And if you haven't checked out my Take 10 with Zen, there's some little tools in there, especially around episodes 4 and 5 around fate, that can help give you some tools around that too. All right. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Angela Boyd, and then Dune. I did get your donation. So you'll be that. And then Shinmei, and then Supernova will be back around for that. All right. So Angela or Angel, Angelique, possibly. I'm probably totally missing your name. So, hey Boyd, I'm going to call you Boyd. Hey Boyd. So you're up. You want a general reading for the upcoming month, and thank you for your donation. Let me refresh cards here. All right. So let's see what does Spirit wants you to know about the upcoming month here. All right. That's interesting. So I don't know if you've been seeing 1111 a lot. It's almost like, excuse me, because the cards are like, are, I don't know if I can, let me see. I can do it this way. They're like this. And I'm like, it's 1111, but the other 11, like the other ones have fallen over. But I see 1111 coming in here. And let's see what these bring in here for you. I like this, overall month for you too, because you've got the Magician card as the overall energy of the month, which is really stepping into your power and knowing that wherever you focus, your energy is what's going to draw things in, right? Like attracts like, and there's like this um, awareness of focusing. Yeah, I see here with all this wands, you got wands on each side too, which is being aware of your energy and where you're expanding it and where you're growing it and not being afraid to express it. Because on this side, you've got the King of Swords and the Ten of Wands. And the King of Swords, they rule over the swords with the Queen, but all the kings are given a second portion of air, which also makes them the masters of air and thinking and how I'm looking at things, seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, just like a master in a way of mastering my thoughts and beliefs, right? And the 10 of Wands, too, is endings and beginnings of where you've been investing your energy. And I feel like October is this big ahas that happen over and over with this that allow you to see where you want to invest this energy. And I feel like there's this great, how like you're when you're in the weeds, you don't see where you're at in or like in a maze, a big, hedge maze. When you're up above, you can see, oh, I'm going in circles and I don't want to go in circles anymore. Now I see where I want to go. And I feel like this is the big aha around certain areas of your life where you realize I've been investing, in 10 different things with my energy. And, 9 of those are not bringing me back energy. It's like it can be like relationships and friendships and even family that you've been investing so much energy in for so long, and it's like it's going into a black hole, and you're having this like aha of, I don't need to give 90% in my friendships and relationships and all this. I can back off and give 50%, and if they don't do the other 50, then c'est la vie, baby. All that energy returning back to you. And it's not being in a rude way, it's just like it's because you don't have to, like, send a notification, "I have terminated you out of my life," or anything like that. It's like, um, you're just like, "I'm just gonna take a step back, another step back, another step back." And if they don't notice and step forward, then the friendship, relationship, whatever, just drifts away, and you're like, "Okay." It's not, it's not out of anger, resentment, it's just it's, it's, it's just it's business is what they're showing. It's not personal, it's just business. I am, becoming aware of my energy and where I'm investing it. So I feel like October is a huge month of that awareness that comes in here. And again, this energy of the 7 of Wands is, you know, um, standing your ground, standing up for yourself and not worrying about everyone else is attacking you. Like you don't need to defend yourself because you've got the strength card here, which is your human connecting to your higher self. And you're, being drawn into this again, seeing things from this higher perspective, but you're realizing that the things of the outside world, all the stuff that you were investing in wasn't bringing you satisfaction, and you're finding so much of it by turning inward and upward, which is allowing you to step out of here with that magician energy into like this you know um empowerment of this is what I want to do. It's almost like uh, not that you're a huge people pleaser, but there's been significant individuals that you were like, well, this is what I should do and supposed to do. And so you've been investing all this stuff, but you're realizing, you know what? I don't need to do all this. Who says, right? And with this beautiful Seven of Wands, it's like the sun doesn't ask permission to shine, it just does. And if people can't take it, well, they can get in the shade or put on some sunscreen or sunglasses or a big hat, one of those big hats, right? It's like just, I'm not going to dim my light anymore. And I feel like that's what October is about, is not dimming my light anymore. And that I'm seeing how I have walked on eggshells, I have dimmed my light, I've shrunk for other people, but no more. This is like a big transformation and realization that's happening here in October, where you're ready, and it's a big leap forward. I love the dragonflies, um, you know, because this is our higher self. There's this leap forward with dragonflies. Butterflies are beautiful, and they go through, three stages. They're a caterpillar, then they go into cocoon, and then they after a time, then they emerge as the butterfly. But a dragonfly, they're a larva in the water, and they transform into a dragonfly. Boom. There's no cocooning. They're just like, you know what? Psh, psh, a leap. And I feel like this is a leap forward this month for you here. Um, and I like it. I like it for you. It's very freeing, very empowering, and it doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to, be being mean or, to anyone. It's just simply a refocusing of where you're putting your energy, and you don't have to tell anyone, which is great. It's just like, I'm redoing this, and if people are like, "Hey, I noticed that you're not, doing all this stuff for me anymore." And you're like, "Yeah, I'm just in a time where I'm, refocusing energy on me and my dream and what I want to do. But thanks for noticing." And if they're like, "Well, I don't like it." And you're like, "Oh, boo boo boo. What are you gonna do about it?" You know, uh, especially if it's you went to 0 instead of 50, you're like, "Well, if you want to, you can say, well, I'll reinvest to 50%, but, not need, right?" So, I like it. So so that is what, I feel is coming in for you here for, the month of, October, and I like that for you. So, here you go. Boom. So that is what is, happening. So many blessings to you, and thank you again for your donation. And then, so June, yes, you are up next here. So thank you for your donation. And then you were wanting to know, will you earn money on your stocks next week? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here. Of course, disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, a licensed financial advisor. There's a big disclaimer in the you know, this is for everyone, medical, legal, anything. Tarot is designed for entertainment, and everyone, uh, ultimately should be making your own decisions based on your own knowledge, right? and and of course seeking any professional guidance. So let's take a look here. Well, we got pentacles going on here, which would be about money, right? And we have the knight is the pursuit of worth. So it's not a and it's a slow moving knight. And the three of pentacles is about being true to your authentic you here. And I don't feel like next week because this is slow moving. I feel like it's more over time that you earn, income with that, which is kind of like the stock market, depending on you know what what choices of stocks, that we're choosing. Is it a risky one or a slow growth one? I don't I know very little about stocks, so I don't know where that's coming from, but they're saying just be aware of that. And um with the king of swords, this is, higher knowledge, study, look into things, step out and see things from a higher perspective. And the king of swords and the full card work very well together in that the full card is the brand new beginning of an adventure, and the, king of swords is able to, with the ace of swords, look at things from a higher perspective, cut away fears and expectations. And that's what the full card is, because it follows the world card, which is letting go of old ways of thinking and new adventures and new ways without a lot of rules and expectations. So, with all of this combined together, it feels like it's income is slow moving coming in because you're learning a lot around letting go of what money is supposed to mean, how things are supposed to work, should work. This king is really stepping upward and looking into, this three of pentacles is like this: who I am, inward and upward, my worth. How am I determining my worth? Because that three of pentacles about being true to your authentic self. It's like when we define ourselves by outward things, we feel very unstable, right? Our When it's whether it's relationships, situations, things, money, bank accounts, our bodies, all of that is unstable in the outside world. And it's like the stock market. Literally, people change, people walk away, people pass away, right? Jobs, education never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down. The stock market is always you never know. One moment this, one moment that. And it's like there's this message here of that things go slow financially for us, so that we can realize how unstable and how, when we define ourselves by it, that we feel out of control, right? And when we turn inward and upward and we connect to that eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms, we do feel this fullness and this wholeness, for the first time. Um, when we first connect, and then it just grows and grows and grows. So it feels like there's this message of, letting the connection to money. And I know they're reminding me that, everything costs money, and it's like, well, not necessarily, right? That's part of what the king of swords is letting go of these beliefs about, that all this I have to have this in order to what, right? And there's this journey, like I said, of being true to your authentic self, and this new journey that's coming in here. So I don't feel like you're going to earn stocks, earn a significant amount next week, but that's the reason why, it's going so slow with it all, is to release you and free you from this cage that is related to, what money means. And we're taught that, right? I know my dad was very motivated. He wanted to be a millionaire by his 40s. I don't know if he ever did, because my parents ended up divorcing and separating because, this was this big goal, and I grew up with this, feeling of like, well, money is what matters. You have to have that for security, right? And but then I was broken at that as well. So I know where you're coming from. I know the feelings that are coming in there. So that's what's coming in there. All right. So that's what they have for you, Dune. Hopefully that helps. Um, but thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And then Shinmei, you are up next. Shinmei Joshi. And there's your question. Thank you for your donation. So you want to know Diksha's feelings for you and what's going on in her life. All right. Let's take a look here and see what their feelings are. And then what is going on? Like what does spirit um want you to know that's going on in their life, right? Because sometimes, right, none of our business sometimes. But let's take a look here. So their feelings for you. Let's see what's going on. All right. All right. Well, their feelings for you here, I mean, they they see you as like this king of pentacles who is this, whole abundant, individual that has this completeness about them. And the empress, this is she's new birth, growth, she's the nurturer. And I feel like this is how she sees the two of you, that she can see that, this security in you, this outwardness, of solidity of the outside world. So, she's in this birthing, nurturing, gifting, feeling full and complete, divine, very divine feminine energy, and the King of Pentacles with this earth energy, of course, being very divine masculine energy. And they do definitely feel like there's this connection. The Empress is the ruler of all queens, and the King of Pentacles rules over their realm here. And I feel like she's waiting to see here if you will end up being an emperor who the emperor rules over all the kings, or will you be at a king level, which is not bad. But I feel like they're in some way looking in and seeing if you're going to step up to another level in your life, um, because they're looking for someone who gives them more than the pentacles, more than this um, security in the outside world, right? Because like the emperor rules over all four kings of all four suits. That brings the pentacles, the thinking with the swords, the emotions with the cups, which I feel is a big thing, and the passion with the wands. So they're looking at someone who rules over all of it, and they're wondering and seeing if you are if they're seeing all sides of you. And so there's kind of like this, energy coming in here, because I feel like they are, what's going on in her life is she's at a crossroads here, and like they're trying to figure out which way to go. They got their mind thinking one way and their heart thinking another, which if spirit could talk to them, they would say, close your eyes and open your heart, because your heart wants to say so. But I feel like their mind is analyzing things quite a bit here, because they have the Eight of Wands, which this is a lot of passion, a lot of movement of energy going on in their life too, and that wants to be expressed. And so I feel like there's a certain side of them with that Empress energy too. It's almost like their, I would say their biological clock is ticking. They're wanting to give birth. They have this desire, this passion for intimacy and even children, and I feel like with the combination, they're ready to go to the next stage of their life too, and give birth, and this type of thing is kind of what comes in here with that. I haven't had that before. That's interesting. um and they're trying to figure things out. They got the Hanged Man. They're trying to see things from a higher perspective, but it's also kind of this transformation. They're waiting and letting things go, trying to understand things, trying to see everything from different perspectives. And the Four of Swords is peace of mind, which means that they are, cutting away fears and expectations and figuring things out while they're in this kind of cocooning transformation stage that's coming in here. So, they are ready. They are, um, they know what they're wanting and they're discovering what they don't want, but they're still in this, like I said, this cocooning where, the caterpillar releases parts of itself to become something different, right? It lets a lot of the past go, lets a lot of stuff go. And that's what I feel that they're doing is it's in a way preparing their nest. They're preparing themselves for motherhood, which I don't feel like they're pregnant, but they're wanting to be. And they're wanting and they have this desire where they're just clearing and cleaning and clearing out things mentally and emotionally and physically in their life. And they're just ready for it, but they're uh, the piece that they're looking for is with that empress, they're looking for an emperor that's going to be able to give them everything. And I feel like they don't feel like they know all sides of you yet. And if that's is something that you're able to give them. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in right now for your questions there. And so many blessings. And like I said, if you're interested, it's showing them who you are more, a little bit more vulnerability can help, showing them, your passionate side, your emotional side, your thinking and communication side. And then, of course, I feel like you're already showing them that you can be this full person in the outside world, but they want, the all four areas. So that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. Hey, Ivan. So I will eventually get down to no, Cynthia, I haven't started the free readings except for Rishi because someone donated for them to be prioritized. So I haven't done any of the free readings. If you do want, and for anyone else, if you do want yours prioritized, a donation does prioritize your reading, and but I haven't started those yet. All right, and then so that was for me, and so Supernova, we have your your question number 4. I love it. Thank you so much for your multiple donations. I appreciate that. What are the colors within your aura and what does it mean about you? All right, let's take a look here and let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. Yeah, I kind of feel here. I was going to say, you're probably going to get a rainbow. And sure enough, you pretty much got every color that's going on here, right? And this hanged man, it reminds me of a butterfly. And so all the different colors, and they constantly change and they constantly move depending on the mood, right? Depending on where you're at in your transformation and what energy that you're focusing on. Like green is your heart chakra. I believe the gold is like knowledge and wisdom, and the blue, is it represents like your throat chakra, and expressing yourself. And the purples, it can coordinate, and this can be a lot like your um you know our chakra system, right? And because depending on what's flowing and what's expanding, and you know you had the full card on the bottom too here, which is like, also it has a lot of, it doesn't show up as bright and rainbowy on this camera as it is in person here, but we've got all of the different colors that are represented. I mean, this one's much more distinct here, but there is this. adventure, this flowiness that comes in here. And with the Hanged Man, which is a lot like the Cocoon, and so we got two major arcana and one King of Wands, which is energy, the master of energy, which is the aura, what it is. Depends on what we're putting out, what is flowing out, what is radiating out, right? And there's this beautiful um awareness. And I don't know, I have a video somewhere, which is amazing, where it was, I look very young in it because it was, like, probably 15, 20 years ago, but they're at the metaphysical store in town. I went in to get some incense or something. They're like, "Hey, next door, they're doing, free aura readings, and they have this machine where you put your hand on it. It's like a little place that you put your all your fingers, and it reads your aura, and you could see it on the screen, and you could see all the different stuff. And when she put her hand, you could see her energy, and it like it had this energy kind of. It's like my energy field was interacting with their energy field, and you can see it as they were talking about what each of the different things meant, and it was like this rainbow. And then they're like, well, we see, and green can be, in addition to like heart chakra, it can be like um um your healing abilities and healing energies. And when she talked about it, the green got bigger, and she was like, "Oh my god." And then she would talk about something else and it would glow. And as she talked about stuff and it resonated, you would see the aura field get bigger. And even I asked him if I could try something where, because you can, I bring energy down into me to send out, and I'm like, I'd just like to see what it does. And when I did, it like turned white. It was just like it started glowing as I brought it down. And they were like, whatever you did, we can feel it over here. And it was amazing, that our aura field is constantly changing depending on what energy we're feeling. It's a reflection of our uh, what we're putting forward, like how everything is flowing within us and what our focus is in the moment. And I loved it because it again comes down to that power of choice that I've been, I guess, evidently learning my entire life, because I never thought of it until now, which with them saying that. It's like, yeah, you get to choose what your aura filled is. And even with a friend of mine who could see auras, I said, I want to try something. I'm going to focus on a certain type of energy, and I want to see if it changes my aura. And she was like, sure. And so I focused on like red energy. And she was like, are you focusing on red? She goes, because it's turning red. And then I focused on, you know, blue. And she was like, I see a lot of hue of blue suddenly. And I'm like, wow. So, power of choice of our emotions and our energy we're putting forward influences the energy we put out. And if you listen to my Take 10 with Zen, the true gift of an empath, it kind of talks about the emotional energy we can put out, which is that energy that we do. And so I like it because um, even at one point, I was telling her about this experience I had where I went to the moon and I stepped off into the moon into this transparent energy. And when she came into my office, because she actually worked with me at work, when she came in, first she was like, "Oh my god, what is going on with you?" She goes, "Your aura is like a huge rainbow. I'm surprised people can't see it. It's so big and bright." And then I said, "Come here, I got to tell you about what happened to me over the weekend." And I told her about this experience, which I won't go into now. But I said I stepped off, and she started backing out of my office. She goes, your your aura just went transparent, and I've never seen that before. She goes, "It just I can see it, but it went transparent." And that's what I felt happened when I stepped off the moon into this timeless energy. So, it's amazing, you know, there is no I love that there's no rules about spiritual things, but an aura is our reflection of what we are focusing on with our energy. And so it is constantly changing. It's constantly evolving and moving moment to moment. So it's like, take a picture. Okay, it's changed already, because of what focus we have. Focusing on fear brings in our aura and our energy shrinks, right? And it draws in darker, lower vibrational energies. And when we focus on unconditional love and joy, and it's like a rainbow, right? All of this stuff. So hopefully that helps, because it definitely does vary by moment to moment. So I know, right? We wanted more. Our auras are so cool. I love it. Yeah. And we all do. We do that. Hey, Rishi. Actually, Shay Rishi actually donated for the whoever the next free reading was going to be prioritized. So you're like number two or number three. So I haven't gotten to the free readings yet, but yours is done. So if you back up, I think you were number two or number three, I believe. So yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate that. And a great question, because it's so beautiful there. All right. All right, Ivan. All right, Ivan. So we'll get to you, Ivan. You're kind of beginning to spam the chat. So if you could just kind of step back a little bit on how much you're you're posting there. Uh, it's designed just to put your question, and then if you have a follow-up question when I get to your reading there. All right. So I think that was it for the donations for right now. So I'm going to scroll up here. Yep, I did everyone there. So we are going to go up to um, the next free reading after Rishi, which is Kritika. Say, hey, Kritika. Hello, hello. You are very welcome for yesterday's reading. And okay, see that you have a question here. New love snuck in between there first, though. I know they didn't do it on purpose. So I'll do new love, and then Kritika, you'll be after that. So, new love, hello. Do you need a bee? Oh, kind of help. So that Johanna suggested. All right, let's take a look here and see if it's for your highest experience, and if it's something medical or whatever, of course. Um, See the disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, so everyone has to make their own decisions here. Yeah, you have to make your own decisions. You got your stuff, your judgment here. With the Knight of Wands here, it feels like it does bring quick movement. The Knight of Wands is the fastest moving energy, the fastest moving horse, which shows that it's like, very much go, 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 go. Brings in energy, it helps you pursue, and it brings something, a solution fast. So it does feel like it does help. The Judgment card is, your higher self calling you to this higher place. So there is like trusting your gut and trusting your intuition with it too. So I feel like it helps in ways, but there's also, you know, trust where you're being drawn for other solutions as well. So it is a kind of help, but it's not the all end all be all, solution. It helps in some areas, but there's other things. And I feel like some of this has to do with, connecting to your higher self and seeing things from a higher perspective, which tells me that there might be some emotional connection. If you've ever read this beautiful book, which I'm reading right now with our praying mantis members, You Can Heal Your Life with Louise Hay. If it's anything medical, it shows anything impacting our physical bodies is rooted in emotion, and which makes sense. It starts in our emotional body, our mental body, and it makes its way out to our physical body. And so there is this clarity, there is this awareness that can come through that as well. So hopefully that helps, new love. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. So Kritika. So you have a friend, her name is Latika. Kritika and Latika. So sometimes she says weird stuff, which makes you feel dumb and underconfident. So you want to know if she has ill intentions or all of this in your head. Well, excuse me, I'll pull some cards here. But what spirit is saying is that, every moment is for us, right? And every moment is either a choice of unconditional love being expressed or fear. So when someone says something and it's not of unconditional love, then they're speaking out of fear. So they don't have ill intentions towards anyone else. It's like a 2-year-old with a pet cat, right? So when we go into fight or flight mode as a human, we bump out, you know, all of our intelligence, the wise side of us, the compassionate and loving side of us gets booted because we go into survival mode. That little 2-year-old and their pet cat that hisses and attacks or hisses and runs away, or does it all, um, does what it feels it needs to feel in control and feel safe again. So it'll do stupid stuff because it doesn't have the connection to all the wisdom we've learned, all the knowledge we've learned. It's totally in animal reactionary mode, and so when a little 2-year-old says something or does something weird, we don't, it's like, it's a 2-year-old. We don't take it seriously when they go, "I hate you," because you didn't give them the 3rd candy bar they wanted or ice cream for breakfast. You're like, "It has nothing to do with me." Um, so when we're looking at this, we're looking at, what they're doing. When we feel fear, that's when we feel dumb and underconfident because we've gone into fear. We fear that what they're saying does mean something about us and that it's about us, and it's not. This is about them. And when we realize that, we don't feel unsafe. The more we realize people's actions tell us about what they're going through, but the mirror I see when I look at them, is for me to look at it. So when we feel dumb and underconfident, which you're not alone, we all have felt that way and continue to feel that way. Uh, we're like, okay, I'm using their actions or non-actions, their words or non-words to define me when it's not about me. And we can correct that and say, okay, that's not about me. I'm not going to define myself by their actions. And then you build and you come back to this feeling of safety, realizing the intelligent, amazing individuals that we are, right? So, yeah. So you've got the moon card, which does talk here too about the phases of the moon and how we are all impacted by the phases of the moon. So when you're following, I do a Moon Day Monday video that talks about the energies of the week. You can tell, especially around a super full moon, it expands, and it was a super moon, which means it expands and intensifies things even more. Whatever someone's feeling or going through, boom, and it was Aries, which is fire, even more. And Aries, full moon, super moon. So, the days before and after, a few days before and after, impacts everyone. And it can be, impacting people's emotions. So if people are up and down, if we feel we're up and down, just being aware of the moon energy that's around helps us understand what's going on. And the moon is about the subconscious and some stuff that is bubbling below the surface too, right? But the Page of Wands is stepping into your power, this, new energy, this new awareness that comes from all this too. When we realize everything does happen for us, and when we feel like people are acting stupid, then it's like, oh, how am I acting stupid? Right. When, because I don't see the world as it is. I see the world as I am through my eyes, through my conditioning, through my life, through my energy. And so when I feel like someone is accusing me or, like has ill intentions towards me, it's like, oh, and when you're saying, is it all in my head? It's everything is in our head. Everything is in our heart because we're the ones each moment that are choosing the story that we're putting to something, the emotion we're feeling, the energy I'm putting forward, and my physical actions. And we are taught a lot growing up, right? All this stuff in our head, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, the supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, must. When someone says that, this is what it means, was implanted into us. We took it on as a child, not knowing any better. And when we have certain beliefs in our head, we have no choice but to act a certain way, as well as everyone else, including this person, Latika. You know, they have certain ways that they've been taught to act and believe, and we're on autopilot until we step up with like that page of wands and step up into our power, realizing I don't have to go along with everything I've been taught. I can choose differently because it is my choice. And I'm basically regurgitating all the other choices of the past of those opinions of supposed to, should, need to, have to, must, and everyone around. When I'm supposed to think about something, how I'm supposed to feel, supposed to, should, right? This is what you should do with that. This is with your actions you should take. And it's like, no. And this is the whole awareness going, why do I feel like that means I'm dumb? You know, what have I been taught before? And it's like, oh, I know where this came from, but no, I don't have to believe this anymore. Why do I feel my confidence is lower? My self-worth is lower because I've been taught these people define who I am, when we realize, no, 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 I define who I am. That's retail price, right? We talk about retail price when we define ourselves by the outside world. That is retail. And that's our worth, which is constantly up and down. Like retail, you can end up on a clearance rack, or you can be raised up in price and full price depending on who it is, where they're at, what season it is. Totally unstable. Retail price doesn't stay the same ever. There's always changing, inflation, every whatever. But when we turn inward and upward, that's where we find our self-worth. Outside world, retail price; inside, self-worth. And so we feel, when we're taught to define ourselves by the outside world, we're kind of adapting retail price as our self-worth. And it's like, we can disconnect that, right? And say that's about them and what they're thinking in their world. I'm a mirror. I have no idea what they're seeing when they look at me. All I know is what I see when I look at them. That tells me about me. And everything else is none of our business because we can't control it, right? That's why they say other people's opinion of us is none of our business, because it's not about us. They're seeing us through their eyes. So hopefully that helps. And I like that it's happening because, it frees us, by showing us what we want to see about ourselves. And then we free ourselves from defining ourselves by those things. And there's this confidence, there's this fullness and this peace that happens. And then you don't react with other people when they're going, I think you're stupid. You're like, oh, they're looking in a mirror saying, I think you're stupid. So if you saw them like in a public bathroom in those big mirrors going, I think you're stupid in the mirror, that's exactly what's happening. And you're like, oh, they feel they're stupid. So we can give them compassion and love because we're like, oh, you think you're stupid. You don't have to say that to them though, because they won't generally accept it in that state of mind. But you can have that be in your head and going, anything anyone says about you is what they feel about themselves in some way, right? So hopefully that helps, Kritika. And thank you for that question. I feel like that was more for than just you and me. So many blessings to you. All righty. And for anyone new that's to this channel, on how all the readings and everything work is all listed in the description box of the video. So there's no special list. The chat is the list, so you don't there's no special thing. You just ask your question in the chat. I'm going to be on for about 30, a little over 30 more minutes. Then I'll be heading off to my praying mantis session, and then I'll see how far I get down in the free readings. Sometimes I do come back on to complete the free readings, depending on what's going on. But so we'll see. All right, I'm going to take a sip here. And Dijona, you are up next. So let's just refresh the cards here. And you'd like a general reading. See, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Let's take a look here. All right, a lot of fire energy here for you. You'd have the Seven of Wands, which is about standing your ground and knowing that, the Two of Wands is whatever energy you're focusing on is what you draw towards you. So, you know, when you're focusing on what you're grateful for and joy, more of that expands, right? When we're focusing on our fears, we draw more of that in here. And it's interesting because the Seven of Wands normally has someone up on a hill that's shining bright and being themselves. And then you have some people that don't like that so much because they are feeling low about themselves and they won't, and then they see you kind of being raised in your life and having joy and these positive emotions. And they're like, "Well, how dare you be happy? Come back down here, excuse me, and be miserable with the rest of us," right? And I like that someone goes, because misery loves company. And then the response is, well, so does joy. And they throw better parties. So I'm choosing joy. And I like this Two of Wands. It's like people choosing to have a bad time, like on a vacation. You're like, that's okay. No judgment. You can have this miserable time as you want, but I'm not. I'm going to enjoy my vacation. You can stay in the hotel room if you want and sulk, and that's okay. Do it, do you. But I'm gonna go have fun. I'm gonna go enjoy. I'm gonna have adventures. I'll text you on my way back because I'm gonna pick up some food, and I'll ask if you want anything. But you know, I'm not going to have the pity party. I'm gonna have a joy party. I'm not gonna have a lower vibrational energy. I'm gonna have the higher vibrational energy. And I like this message coming in because it's like, yeah, I don't have to worry about trying to lift everyone else up because they're going through what they need to go through for whatever reason. You can give love, unconditional love, while enjoying what you're doing and focusing your energy on you and your vacation, not trying to make their vacation, not ruin your vacation, trying to make sure their vacation is, great, right? It's like, no, I'm going to focus in on mine. And I like that. So stepping into the power, stepping into your energies and letting go of the responsibility to make other people happy. Because you can give them the world, they can still choose to be unhappy, but don't dim your light for anyone. That Seven of Wands is the sun does not ask permission to shine. It just shines. People can't handle it. They could put on some sunglasses or get in the shade or get in the house. I don't care. Close the drapes, whatever. But you're it's like this wonderful message of don't shrink, don't dim your light, be you. So I like it. So that is what's coming in for you, Dijona. So many blessings to you. Excuse me. And then Shravani Nagosi, you're up next. So what's coming to you in the near future? Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know that's coming towards you here? Wow, whatever is coming towards you is fast and furious. So you've been in this hanged man position, which is kind of like this holding pattern, seeing things from a higher perspective, going through kind of transformation and some change. But the Knight of Wands is the fastest moving knight. It's the knight on fire, the horse on fire. So the waiting is over. Whatever this thing is that's been taking where it almost like feels like work, but you've been patient with it, um, or trying to be patient with it. It's like, it's like no matter what you did, it's like things just were like slow like molasses in December, which is during the winter. So it's really slow moving. And it's like, oh my gosh, but you've learned a lot through things, and now things are starting to speed back up, which means you have been doing your inner love work, and releasing things because that's what speeds up things. So I like this. If this is about love, then you have love coming your way. I see here on the bottom of the deck, there's the Six of Cups. So there's this past life energy of an individual coming into your life. So if it was about love you were working on, just know that you're going to be meeting someone new that feels like someone that you've known for lifetimes. You haven't known them in this lifetime, but you're coming across them and you're just like, wow, I feel like I know you from somewhere. And they feel the same way, but you find out, no, didn't even grow up in the same city or whatever. You're like, there's no way that we know each other in this lifetime, but you're like, huh, maybe it's a past life connection. They're like, do you believe in that too? And you're like, I do. And they're like, I do too. And there's like this bond that comes in. I don't know if it's romantic. It's definitely an important relationship in your life, that's coming in here, though. It's can be romantic love, can be best friend love too, or both. But I feel like this raising of your love vibration is what's allowing you to recognize this connection, and it's drawing you guys into each other's lives. So I like that for you, and that's what they have. So many blessings to you. And up next, we got Grace 1111. So a rest of the year energy reading, which is what, 3 months starting tomorrow, October. Can you believe it? Let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about the rest of the year energy? All right. Well, I like this. You do have this clearing of things, odd numbers mean conflict, which we need conflict in order for change. That's what happens. We're faced with things, if you think of even number cards being like let's say an 8, there's 4 on each side. There's this beautiful flow in the middle, and it's movement of stuff. And then but if you have a 7 or a 9, there's this big in the middle that wants to be seen. It has to be seen. And the 5 of Pentacles is these beliefs of lack, these beliefs of feeling abandoned, left out in the cold, left behind. This transformation, these energies that are being moved and released to bring you this feeling of wholeness and fullness instead of these feelings of lack. So you've been working on this, I feel like your entire life, right? But in this year, really focusing in on this about these feelings of lack and focusing on gratitude, right? And then the 7 of Swords is about becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have stolen things out of your life, that have deceived you, right? And there's this clarity. So these thoughts and these beliefs are popping up, have been, I feel like, all year. Specifically this year, I don't know if you're going through your Saturn return or something, but it's like huge awareness and transformation that's been happening. And I feel like it's finishing up where you've been having huge ahas this year, but there's still more with these release that is happening here throughout the months. And I feel like especially as you get into November and December, there's this season has to do with a lot of beliefs. It's like it starts, of course, these feelings of, if you're in the northern hemisphere, there's these feelings of fall, and so there's whatever holidays are around. It just brings up some stuff that you're realizing, and I feel like this is what happens: is all these ahas that you've been doing and been putting things into practice until um it's not like they're tests, but when you experience, like, let's say Thanksgiving dinner, around family and everything, you realize, wow, I am not triggering in hardly in any way that I used to. And you realize it, and it's like, wow. And it just has become part of who you are, if that makes sense. And Christmas and New Year's and Halloween and all these types of gathering type of what before was stressful and, trigger and blah, 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 and hurtful things being said and done. Instead, you're like this beacon of light and love in comparison to what the past, and you're just like, "What the heck?" And even, like, everyone you're interacting with are like, who are you?" Because it's changed. There's this just because you've changed from the inside out, right? And they can feel the difference in the energy. I don't feel like you were rude and stuff. I just feel like, we can all pick up each other's energy. Um, and I just feel like you keep this beautiful, sincere, they can feel the sincerity of your love and the smile and the expression on your face. Whereas before it's like forcing yourself to smile and they could feel like, I know you're smiling, but I think you want to kill me right now. That's the kind of energy. So that's what's coming in here, Grace. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they're bringing through. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Rishi. Thank you again for your additional donation, Nova. And since you pop your question there, I will jump down to it. But just for the sake of time, since I'm only going to be on for about 20 more minutes, I'm going to just pull some cards here for Felicia. Will you get the job offer in October? Let's take a look here. Well, you do have the Six of Pentacles, which does show that you definitely have possibilities to do so. I don't know. We've talked about the Six of Pentacles with that Take 10 with Zen video that I have, which is number 4 and 5, which talks about the balancing of your worth and what you feel you are worthy to receive or not. If you've gone back and looked at that video, it does talk about, understanding who we when we were younger, usually 7 years old and younger, where we felt our little emotional child wanted so much for these important to people in our life. We gave so much love and we got so little back that we have this deservedness that is way out of balance. And that's why a lot of things don't come in, is because we have this out of balance sense of worthiness of receiving love, abundance, jobs, or whatever, right? So I feel like you have a great opportunity to get this job offer in October, but it depends on if you've done that inner work, if you've released that, and like it talks about in that video, then you've got this balanced giving and receiving where you're able to receive and do well. If you haven't, then your inner child's going, no, 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 you don't deserve this yet. You have to put in 1,000 love coins to get one back. And if we haven't released the people that didn't give us that love and that helped create this out of balance sense of worth, then the force field is up and it keeps things away. So definitely check that out if you haven't. And if you have, and you feel like you've released and you have this sense of worth that has been re-energized, and you feel the force field is down, and you feel this abundance flowing in, then definitely you have this job offer coming in October for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. All right. So, angel blessings, we're leaving off with you as the free reading here. I do have a couple donations, so we'll see if we get to there. If not, I probably will return to um, complete out the free readings here. So do not be afraid. I will get to the free readings. I just will be headed off to go to my praying mantis session here. And then I'll probably eat, run a quick errand, and then come back and post. I'll go live. It won't have a chat, but I'll go live to complete the readings, and I'll post a pinned comment on the in the description box of this video. But if you're subscribed, which you have to be to chat, um, if you have your notification set into all, then you'll get notified of that new video. I'll be doing something. It'll be this picture instead of the other posting thing. I'll be doing something. Maybe I'll do this so you'll know which one it is, like a unicorn or a rhino. All right. So Nova, thank you so much for your additional donation. And what are you manifesting into your life? And how will next year bring you opportunities for your highest and your good dreams? All right. So let's take a look here. What are you manifesting into your life? Okay. And then next year, how will new opportunities? Wow. All right. Let's take a look here. So what are you manifesting into your life? Okay. Oh, that's all. So you've got the Nine of Cups, which is dreams come true, and you have the Page of Swords. So what you're manifesting into your life, your dream is taking form. The Page of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away old ways of thinking, old fears, and also it's about new ideas coming in. And so what you're manifesting is this, I feel like it's a reforming of your dream, and you're kind of refining your dream. It's not like you're changing directions. It's just like you're taking away the things that are there because of fear and what you uh, thought, well, I'm supposed to want to do it this way, but you're like, I'm really, at any time you start stepping toward it, you're like, no energy for it. That's because it's not your dream, it's someone else's, or is supposed to, like, well, if I'm going to be a music artist, I'm supposed to blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, I hate that. It's like, no, don't do it. Throw it away. Make space for other things. And I feel like that's what's coming in here, with this Nine of Cups, is you're determining what this dream means with that, which also comes in here with the Justice card and the Ace of Wands. The Justice card is the balancing. Again, it's a lot like, the Swords energy, which is, you know, uh, balancing out the out of balanceness where we have so many supposed to, shoulds, need tos, have tos, musts. And there's this cutting away of those things and this balancing in huge ways, which brings in new passion, which is exactly what I was talking about here. You're manifesting with these changes coming in. You're realizing the things that you're investing energy into this black hole because those things aren't for you. And again, it's determining where you're focusing your energy for your dream, and realizing what is you feel is a requirement and expectation. And that because it feels like work, right? But it's like, well, this is what's expected. It takes you all this just to get up to ground zero, right? But when you're living your dream, you have no expectations. You're living your dream and everything feels, I'm excited to go do this, I'm excited to do that. But if it starts to become feeling like a burden, then that's not part of your dream, right? And then next year, how will next year bring opportunities for your highest good in your dreams? All right, okay. All right. Yeah. So you do have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, the work, taking steps and investing in having action behind your dreams brings you the Wheel of Fortune, which is progress, movement, endings and beginnings. The wheel turns, and both of these, the Eight of Pentacles shows things move forward in the outside world as you invest your energy and your time towards your dream. And so this thing does unfold and does work, move forward here. But it is doing and putting in the energy. It's not like work, like, again, if it feels like work, it's like, when you're living your dream, doing the little things that you need to do to make things happen, you'd enjoy doing the tasks, doing the stuff, learning the education, expanding things, right? And what helps with your dreams next year too, you do have your mentor, don't forget your mentor that you're gonna find, but they help you focus your energy, and they help you leave behind, again, emotions that no longer serve you, things that no longer serve you, and they help you bring clarity, again, on what you do want and what you don't. And I like this because the Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, and they help you here, really know, because there's people who've been in the business know how the business works, how it really works, not how it's supposed to work, right? And so there's this clarity that comes in through all of that with this individual that tells you, you're like, well, I need to work on my brand and this and that and that. And, your mentor tells you, you're going to change it 10 times in the next 10 years. Don't invest so much energy and money into your brand because you're going to change it. It's like that kind of thing. And you're like, Really?" And like, but, they're always saying that you need to do this and da 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 da, and they're like, "Trust me." And you're like, "Okay, I do." And then you see it happen, and you're just like, "Okay, I am so glad I didn't invest that money in that thing and that thing and that thing. I just invested the minimum because now I'm changing it anyway, and all that stuff is." It's like if you buy a bunch of product with your insignia or whatever on it, and you're like, "Well, that's no good anymore. That's all wasted. I'm gonna have to clearance that out because I'm rebranding into this?" So it's that kind of thing. Yeah. So, again, get out there, find this mentor. It's you're gonna find them, but you need to get out into the music community to find them, right? So it's get out there, get out there, get out there, for sure. So that's what they have for you, Supernova. I'm excited. Next year, boom, we're never gonna recognize you, right? Don't forget us little people when you get out there. All right. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. And Johanna, hello. Thank you for your donation. And I love reading. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. All righty. What else? So what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? All right. All right. Well, I do like this coming in here. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm good, and I'm gonna hold you to. I'm gonna screen capture that. I'm just kidding. I know you won't. So, Johanna, you got this King of Cups, which is balancing of heart and mind, and the Four of Pentacles, which feels like home. Four walls in the outside world. This stability that comes in here, and I like this. I like this energy of balance, of feeling both emotional and mentally, just this wonderful ebb and flow between the two. And it just feels like home. So, whatever this has to do with here of with love, it's a very balanced individual. It's very, very solid foundation here. But keep on hearing home, home, home. So, wherever I'm not sure if you live where you grew up, but I feel like you're gonna meet somebody that's from your hometown where you grew up as a child. So if you moved away for a job or whatever, I feel like you return home, or it's someone that, um, makes you feel like home, but I just feel like it has to do with where you grew up, um, as this individual here, because we do have here you do live here, okay. So, I wonder if it's someone returning, because you've got the Page of Swords, which the Page of Swords is like a new way of thinking about someone. And so that's why I feel like it's someone that's went away and they're coming back as a different person, because we've got the Moon card, which is like this Mother Luna energy, this feeling of deep emotion that is kind of reignited. There's some emotion that was below the surface. And so I don't feel like it's someone like you dated or had a relationship with. I feel like it's more so someone who you had feelings for, but the opportunities never arose. And you kind of saw them in a certain way, and you were like, that kind of made you hold back from them, because there was kind a couple of things that you were like, I didn't like what they did. But you guys were younger. I feel like almost like late teenager, early 20s. But they went away and they're coming back. And that's why you see them differently, and these emotions bubble up. And I like the chariot because that's victory and movement. And there is this yin and yang type of energy that I feel is coming in here, or yin and yang, if that's how you pronounce it. But it's like this I wouldn't say opposites attracting, but there's very much this um it's just it fits well. And let me take a look here, because you've got this, again, the Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and this death and rebirth. This is like harvest too. So there's like this ending and beginning, and this rebirth is what I feel with all of this coming in here. And so there's this energy that comes in of just that there's your two individuals that just really these things are reignited. But they're showing me they're having all this stuff. Yeah, I don't feel like you've communicated in a while, because it's like someone who went off, like maybe I don't think they got married, but they went off to go to school or business, or they moved to a different part of the country or another country, and they went away, and now they're coming back to live. They're not just coming back to visit. They're returning back home. Um, and it could be with all this Mother Luna energy and Mother Earth energy, they could be coming back to take care of their mom, um, in with this energy coming through, because there very much is, this return to home. And it could be because their mom is, or someone passed and they're coming back to care for their mom, like maybe their dad passes or something, or but for some reason I just feel like it's to care for their mother. And they come back and they're changed, right? You've changed and they've changed, but it's been a change where whatever might have kept you guys from bonding is gone, to where it just and it just is this wonderful yin yang type of feeling to it, and I like it. Time frame, I feel like it's definitely by the end of the year. I feel like they're coming back like before Thanksgiving in the United States, which is the around November 25th or somewhere around there. It's like the last Thursday of the month or something. I forget how they determine it, but it's like before the end of November. I feel like they come back because they're moving back, and they want to be there during that time. So I feel like that's what they have for you right now, Johanna. So hopefully that resonates for you there, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I know who it is." If you're like, "Dun, dun, dun, dun." And so it's good. Yeah, I feel like you hit it off well, so I like it. All right. So again, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. And oh, very cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. You are very welcome. All right. So I'm going to be headed off here in a couple minutes. So let me grab my screenshots and I will come back to finish out the free readings since I didn't get through a ton. And so it'll be a few hours because I'm going to go do my praying mantis member session. So if you want to join us, you can become a member and you have immediate access to the free session that I have for all of my praying mantis members after that I have after all these free readings. Plus on Thursday nights, um, I also have a 2-hour Q&A which is independent from any of these free readings. And we talk about all things spirit and answer questions about myself. And we do past life readings, oracle readings, all sorts of stuff. And you also have access, um, advanced access to um, all of my videos that I put out. I record them a week in advance, so all my Moon Day Mondays and all of that. So I'm just grabbing the last of the screenshots here. There we go. Um, and that's like I said, $7.99 a month includes all of that if you're interested. Otherwise, I'll be back at let's see, it's almost 1. It's 6 p.m. So about 5 hours from now for another session. But I will come back in between now and then to finish up the free readings. So and then I'll be back tomorrow morning too at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. If you're wanting something to do in the meantime, I do have Moon Day Monday video that I put out that talks about the energies of the week with the moon and full moon and any other things like today. Mercury is fully out of its post shadow of retrograde. So, yay, more communication. Great time to launch new things. But it talks about all that in that video. I also have a Take 10 with Zen, which is a short video that talks about. This one was Dijona. Thank you so much for requesting this question is why when I'm around people does it feel weird? Is it because I'm toxic or they're toxic? And it talks about toxicity and why we feel that way. And so that's a great one. And then each week I also have a What's Up Wednesday where I do a pick a card. And this week was all about the Aries super full moon energy. There's a pick a card around that. And it does talk about, it says what we cleared, planted, and what energy is going to be invested in the next 3 to 6 months. So that energy does influence us for a while. So be sure to check that out. And last chance to get into the monthly giveaways. I have a monthly drawing, and today is the last day of September. So tomorrow I'll be closing down the drawing, pulling from 3 different separate drawings, so you have a chance of winning at least 3 times. And that video tells all about that. And lastly, I know a lot of information, but I like to make sure you guys know what's going on. But I have 50% off for the rest of 2023 because I love you guys. All my pre-recorded personal readings, which is where you send me your questions, and then I record a video and I upload it to YouTube to a private area, send you the private link. And all those are half off. Like a 15-minute reading is $5 now. So all the pricing is listed in the description box of the video, as well as what a hedge of peace and love is and what the Wish Upon a Star Astro reading is. Those are also half off. But all that information down below in there. So that is it. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up, all the love, all the support. It does help spread the Zen love. It's something you can do for free. That does help. And thank you for all the donations. They do help me continue to be able to do everything that I do. Otherwise, I'd be doing a full-time job and wouldn't be able to do a large portion of what I do because, like everyone else that works a full-time job, I'd be tired. So, thank you guys again. We'll see you soon. And please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So, until I see you again, much love to you. You have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, you guys take care. We'll see you.